All right, let me just explain to you why it's so important to invest a lot of upfront effort in preparing the marketing for anything you want to create. I mean, I'm saying upfront effort. In other words, I'm saying that no matter what it is you want to create and build and whatever, and that you plan to make money from, you need to put in, I would say, twice as much effort into preparing the marketing for it than you are putting or that you're going to put into actually developing the item or the product or whatever the solution is. Right. But first of all, let me just first of all give you examples of what has led me to this point where I'm doing this video, because this video is going to be targeted mainly at people that are members of my network who I am trying to encourage to develop a marketing platform or a marketing strategy that is very well organized and put together to promote whatever it is they are doing. Right. So I must have talked to you about that, and therefore this video will be kind of a follow-up to hopefully help you gain the right perspective about this, because I see that a lot of people tend to put it they kind of make it the last thing that they give attention to, when it actually should be the number one thing they give attention to. But let me not ramble, let me just go straight to the point. The email you're seeing on your screen, this is actually a screenshot of an email. I received this email. Okay, you can see that. I think January. Some of these things don't even have dates. I think I must have at some point grayed out some of the features. All right, so but this person is okay. Look at the name there. Okay, the person wrote in from Cotonou apparently, and this was one of the guys. This was one of the inquiries that made me, as I said to you, those of you who are following me on YouTube and on my website, you know that I started screaming about BSF and trying to encourage my farmers to embrace the production of BSF on their farms. Over 10 months ago, actually, I began to shout about it late last year. Okay, and now we're in December, so yeah, it's almost like 12 months. But let's just say 9 months was when I really began to put in the work and begin to create stuff, and I began to move around, even physically, to find places where I could just prove that the BSF was endemic in West Africa. I've done that already, and now we have farmers who are saying they found it on their farms. So this person asked for help in getting BSF eggs and pupae or pupae. Okay, that's the pre-pupae. And he was wondering if I could help him do that in Cotonou. Unfortunately, even up till now, I still don't know anybody that's doing that there. But I do believe that if he goes to any poultry farm and he goes to where they deposit the droppings, if there's a place where maybe there's a pit, he's most likely to find BSF larva in there. Now, this second email, I think this one's received more, okay, sometime during the year as well, this year. Okay, this person wrote in, "Morning sir, I just listened to your voice message, blah blah blah. I sent videos of black soya fly production as an alternative to grains to several farmer friends of mine over the weekend. I felt they were too defeatist in their attitude. Is there anywhere in Lagos I can learn the process hands-on?" Now this person, I replied to this person as well. The first person I replied to him saying I couldn't help at that point in time. I can help now if the person is willing to come to Nigeria, or maybe the Nigerian providers that I now have in my network can. I think some of them say they supply as far as Cameroon, so they can supply. All right, so this one is so this is the reply, and I was telling her, it was a lady, okay, about my BSF Ideas Network, okay, which some of my clients who are now BSF producers actually joined the network in order for them to gain access to the quite elaborate library of information I'd compiled over many months. All right, so so I replied her and told her she could join, so I could give her more details by way of the information I was offering, which I had compiled through my own efforts over many months. All right, so that was it, and I wanted to add this one as well. We are going to listen to two phone conversations actually. One conversation is actually with one of those that I received an email from. The second person I received an email from, the one in Nigeria, and the other phone conversation is a phone conversation I had with an old client who called in to ask about getting started with BSF. after listening to my video, which I said, farmers, stop complaining about animal feed costs. All right. So, but I just wanted to show you this email. This is an email I got from somebody from somewhere in Europe or America. I'm not sure. I think America. And she was writing in saying she wanted, as you can see from the title there, I'd love to write for her side. I get a lot of these offers now. Some people call themselves guest post service providers. Some people call themselves freelance writers, and they want to kind of write and get published on my blog and all that. But many times what they're offering to do doesn't really fit what I'm looking for. So, and I do my writing for the most part, and I do it based on what I consider the hot burning issues are for my own target audience. So many times a lot of what I do is very uniquely targeted at my own market, and I'm not too convinced that they can offer. But if there's anybody who needs meet mine, then of course I'm going to be willing to engage the person. The reason why I'm showing you this one is also to let you know that I get all kinds of inquiries, and I'm a multipreneur. I'm a multidisciplinary entrepreneur, and so there's a need for me to at all times look at what are the priorities of my major target audience. And who are my major target audience? Farm CEOs. That's why I try to do a lot of stuff like this, where I create educational resources for farm CEOs to kind of enable them take their work to the next level. All right, so I'm going to now let you listen to the two phone conversations. The first one you're going to listen to is a phone conversation with a farm CEO client who called in from, if I recall correctly, Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. He bought my software from me, I think 3 or 4 years ago, probably even longer than that, and we've not spoken for years. And but he's always been on my mailing list. I just completely forgot he was there, and I did. And you can never know who will be interested in whatever you are doing. So I sent out the broadcast yesterday morning. Sorry, today is the 7th of December. So yesterday was the 6th. I sent out the broadcast, the new video. Farmers, stop complaining about animal feed costs. And he just called me up straight away, I think around 7 o'clock. I sent it out around 6. He called me up around 7 and told me he was interested in finding out what it would cost him to start excuse me, BSF production. All right, so that was that's that first conversation. Then you're going to listen to the second conversation I had with the lady, who's the second person that I showed her email message to me, who was saying that she had talked to some of her friends and they were having a defeatist attitude. Well, you'll hear her say that things have changed since that time that we exchanged emails. Okay, and then I'm going to tell you the reason why I believe farm CEOs who really want to maximize the returns on their investment in black soya farming, okay, black soya fly farming, need to embrace the idea of putting marketing first at all times. And I'm going to kind of underscore that point I'm making by mentioning a quote credited to, well, it's actually by Bud Dubin, a mentor of international speakers, who's effectively retired now but is still kicking strong. He said, "You are a marketer first and an expert second." You are a marketer first and an expert second. I think a lot of people do not understand that, especially farm business owners. So when I play the two recordings, I'm going to end by explaining why it is so important for you as a farm business owner to develop a comprehensive and elaborate marketing system for your brand, especially if you know you want to do BSF farming. I'll explain why at the end of the recordings that I'm going to play back for you right now. Hello. Morning.
Please, I want to inquire about black soya flies.
Right. Well, what do you want to know?
I want to know how much that cost to start the black soya fly farming.
Well, that's something that you're going to get access to when you become a member of the network, because that's something that's available only from the guys I connect with on behalf of my clients.
Oh.
Can I know more about you? What's your name, please?
My name is Mr. Uche.
Okay. Where are you based?
Ebony State.
Okay. What do you do?
I do farming.
What kind of farming?
Broiler and layers.
Okay. How did you find out about the BSF from me?
Okay, you sent a message to my email address.
Okay. Now I know the Uche. Okay.
Born at 305.
Yes. Okay, good. Because I sent you the time. Excellent. Okay, that's good, because that's even better, because now that I know that you're already in my list, I understand better how you came to me. So, well, then that means you fit the profile, because this is primarily for people who are in my network. And what I've done over the last 9 months is to connect my clients with people who help them set up BSF systems. Okay, so since you're interested in that, then the next step, therefore, is for you to join the BSF Farmers Network that I started off. And then from there, I will send you all the details of the different people you will contact. You decide which one of them you're going to choose that's going to help you start off. However, I would say that since the other guys have, for the most part, settled for the gentleman in Ilorin, that's the person I'll also advise you go with. It's not that the others are incompetent, it's just how, in my own opinion, he seems to be the most customer friendly of all of them. So he is the one that has demonstrated a willingness to go the extra mile to serve my people. So that's what I'll tell you. What is your plan exactly? Do you want to have it on site?
Yes.
Okay. So I think the next step therefore will be for me to send you the details of how to sign up. Okay. Let me. Are you on WhatsApp with this number?
No, I'm not on WhatsApp.
Okay. So if I wanted to send details to you now of how you make your payment, how do I do it?
Okay, how much does it cost?
The membership is 15,000.
Yes.
So now listen to me, to understand this. You get access, because what I have done is I've compiled a lot of resources to enable you learn, so people have access to a password protected page where they can access a lot of those things. Then you also have the contact details, including phone numbers, emails, WhatsApp number of the people who are the breeders who help people start it up, that I've interviewed over 15, but I narrowed down to 3 that are reliable. So that's what people get access to. And then of course with my support, I do a lot of, that's why you were able to, whatever it was you read, is based on what I've been supporting my farmers to do. They are giving me reports on the progress they're making. That's why I'm able to offer more support. So that's what you're getting. So you get access to that by signing up. So I will then link you with the gentleman. I'll just give you the phone numbers and details. And if you want me to talk to them on your behalf, or you want me to be involved, no problem. I'm always available to do that as well. So is that okay that you?
Okay, it's fine.
Okay. So let me get back. Okay, since you are saying that, maybe I'll just send you an SMS since you're already on my mailing list. So you've seen all the details. I'll send you an SMS with the details, then I'll call you up to confirm.
No problem.
All right.
Okay, I'll choose it to come.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
All right. Cheers. Hello, good afternoon. Right, right. The name I have here, I don't know if I can call it out, but okay. My name is Solagbade. There was a time I got an email from you concerning Black Soldier Fly.
Yes.
Alright, is that something you're still interested in?
Oh, okay. We've gone on to actually do some experiments with my uncle's poultry and the broadcast. In fact, there's one chicken in my freezer now that has actually grown with the Black Soldier Fly as protein, and he's now expanding the test to the other range of chicken he has.
Excellent. The question I'll then ask for you, I just have a follow-up question based on that. That's what I want to hear.
Yes.
Is that now that you are doing it, do you think it's something you can also help other people to do with their farms?
With their farms?
Yes.
Well, I am not doing it. He's the one doing it. I know he's doing some documentation now.
Okay.
And he's only done the test with broilers.
Okay.
But yes, he's only done the test with broilers. But I also have he has actually worked very closely with my brother. My brother actually was the chief technician engineer of the whole thing. He's very knowledgeable about the whole thing. Although he doesn't even run a farm.
Right.
But I don't know whether he'd be interested in training other people in doing all of that.
But what I would like to ask you, because I have my own farmers who have also started this, and that's actually why I called you. Some of them are doing it, and I'm now trying to help others start it up. So somebody called me from Onitsha.
Okay.
I wanted to ask how could he get started.
Okay.
So I was trying to decide who else to involve.
I could speak with the two of them and find out. But I don't know what to do and whether they'll be free enough to do so.
Exactly. I would like to, because I'm trying to build a kind of a database so that we know people we can tell, okay, these are the guys that can help you out. Because we don't really have that in Nigeria and the East African, you know. So when do you want to call me back on it?
Are strong in it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make it. Please, but can it be tomorrow? Because I am in the middle of some things now.
No,
but I'll just get back to them and then I'll get back to you probably tomorrow.
Okay, then, no problem.
That's okay with you.
All right, that's good. Thanks a lot.
All right.
All right.
Now, having listened to the two recordings, as I said, the first one was with the gentleman who was asking me how he would get started in BSF farming. The second one was a lady who had reached out to me through email previously to find out how she could also learn. So in her case, she also wanted to kind of get started in this. She wanted to learn it hands-on. And at that time, I didn't have any resource people. Okay, no, I did have. But I wanted her to, I sent her a message telling her to join my network, and I don't think she ever got back to me on that. But I think that was probably because her friends who she sent it to discovered, as you've listened to her say, you heard her say that they found out that they had it on their farm. You know, I said it in my recording, and that was why I pointed it out, that even when I was on my way to Ibadan with a client, and we had stopped at his friend's farm along the road to Iwo Road, along the Iwo Roads area. And the thing was all over the farm, you know. So it's just for people to be willing to apply themselves diligently many times. But let me go forward, let me not ramble. So you've listened to her. She said that her own farmer friends actually have begun to do it themselves. That shows that this is possible for anybody to do. But here's the issue I have. You see, for those people who are into it, if they believe, how do I put it now? If they want people to come to them, and they want people, if you are one of those people that is into Black Soldier 5 production, as a member of my Farm CEOs network, here's the advice I want to give to you. I would strongly recommend that you devote some time, effort, and energy into learning how to set up your own branded marketing platforms to promote these solutions you offer. In other words, you have what you do with your farmer too, as well as already. That's not an issue. You can choose to add it to what I'm talking about. You can choose to keep it apart. It doesn't matter. But if you know you want to sell BSF solutions related or based solutions, and let's assume you also want for me to be able to refer and recommend you readily to people that reach out to me, because I do have a growing number reaching out to me. Believe me, the visibility I have on the web is not small for what I do. I'm reasonably well known for what I do and in the industry, in my niche market. And so because of that, even people who don't know about me, who discover me, want to ask my opinion or want to get my recommendation or advice on where they should go to get a solution that can help them. And I am saying that the way you came to me to become my client today, you actually found me through my own web marketing system, which I developed and implemented with great commitment. A lot of time and effort was devoted to creating what you know me for today. And do you know that I did it without even having any assurance of results? So what I'm saying in essence is that if you are expecting people to come and beat down your door to get the BSF solution you offer from you, if you are expecting that people will just come and find you and come to you, well, it happens, and good luck to you with that. But what I am saying is that if I'm going to have to recommend people, I feel more comfortable recommend people that position package and present themselves the way I position, package, and present myself. Why? Because that is what inspires trust and credibility. You see, so people who have bought from me, the reason they bought from me without ever setting eyes on me is because the platform I used, the way I presented myself on the web, was convincing enough to make them decide to take that leap of faith to buy from me. I cannot do otherwise than to ask you to present yourself in the same manner that I presented myself to them. So it means that if I am going to feel comfortable endorsing or recommending you to anybody that comes to me, it will be easier for me to do that, all right, if I see that there's a way to present you to those people that will make them believe, okay, yeah, this is the same way we found Tayo. I need to be able to see that. But right now, what is happening is that that's not possible. What we have is a situation in which a lot of people seem to think the most important thing is for them to just focus on doing the production and the breeding and all the necessary work, the physical work of doing the BSF production or doing their farm business production, and they feel that there's no need for them to devote any significant amount of energy to preparing a marketing image for themselves. And I think that's like shooting yourself in the foot. Of course, since you already have something you are selling, your primary farm business, maybe you don't think the BSF thing is something you want to push as something you want to offer the larger society, and that's okay. But if you are expecting to be able to make money from the BSF production you are doing, maybe as a consultant, maybe as a provider of live BSF larva, maybe as a provider of BSF eggs, if you want to sell all those things and you are looking to make good amount of money from doing so, my advice to you is that you take time out to learn how to market yourself, how to position yourself to get maximum reach and impact in terms of your marketing efforts. If you don't do that, you will just be cheating yourself out of additional profits you can make so much more so easily. If you cannot do it yourself, find somebody who can help you do it, because selling is the number one activity that you need to carry out in order to make money as a business person. If you are not making sales, it doesn't matter how good you are at what you do. You can be the best tailor, you can be the best craftsman, you can be the best farmer. If you do not know how to sell, it can be extremely difficult for you to make money. You will just have all your good products there, but you don't know how to do your sales and marketing. It's going to really limit you in terms of your ability to grow your brand, and that is not something you can develop overnight. Very often it is better to test the marketplace and know to a great extent where you need to go to make your sales, and be reasonably sure of it, like 80% sure of it, that you can make a sale if and when you do have the finished product before you even start producing. This is what I've read this in some of the best books on farming, on farm business. They said before you even launch your enterprise, establish the potentially viable marketing outlets for what it is you intend to produce: eggs, birds, meat, whatever. Find out what marketing outlets exist and how viable they are before you begin to invest in production equipment. Because ultimately, if you cannot make sales, then that business is going to die. And I think a lot of people are missing it. If you are doing this BSF thing as a farm business owner, you are investing in it and you plan. You see, if you are planning to use it internally, you don't plan to sell, no problem. But if you plan to build it as something that's going to bring money for you, want to make sales from it, you need to develop your own marketing platform. And I'm not talking about telling people to put up, to help you talk about it on Facebook and all that. You really need to set up a system that is going to be able to generate sales leads for you that will lead to sales conversations. It is when you are having sales conversations that you can make sales. Without sales conversation, you are very unlikely to make sales. So you need to have people making inquiries about what you are selling so that they can discuss with you. Those are the sales conversations, and then through that you can close those sales and turn those conversations into money. But if you don't have a system to bring people to you who will make inquiry about that black soldier fly you are selling, or that black soldier fly solution you're selling, that black soldier fly expertise you're selling, if you don't have people, a system that brings people periodically to you to make inquiries, you're not going to make as much sales as you have the potential to do. And it's going to cost you a lot, because if that's the model, if your model is designed to make money from sales of your BSF solutions, then your business is going to struggle. But if you plan only to exclusively or mainly use it internally, then it's not a problem. You can continue the way you are. But I'm only saying that it becomes easier for people to recommend you if you have a system that's in place that enables them to just say, check this guy out, here's the URL, go to this page, go to this platform, and you can find out more about what he does with regard to BSF. Make it easy for people to buy from you. Make it easy for people to do business with you. And I'm not talking about being so flexible that you bend over backwards and break into. No, I'm talking about making yourself easy to discover, easy to notice, easy to connect with, easy to contact, easy to converse with regarding what you want to sell. That's the key. But I think a lot of people neglect it because we are so focused on being good at, or we believe we're so good at what we do, we think that's what should concern us, and we think it's somebody else's business to come and do the marketing for us. It's nobody else's business, it's your business. It's your number one duty, Joseph. It's your number one priority. Marketing is the lifeblood of any business. It doesn't matter what the business is. It doesn't matter how delicate the business is. Your marketing is the number one thing you should give attention to. And then you can put any other thing along with it. But marketing should get priority attention. This is my experience. Even when you are doing very well, marketing should continue to get priority attention. Even when you are making 10 times more sales than you expected, marketing should continue to get priority attention. It is the key to longevity in business. Well, I hope this has been useful. If you have any questions, reach out to me. But for those of you who know me and who are my clients and who are into BSF at any level, all I'm trying to tell you is this. Please invest some time in developing a marketing system for this BSF business you are doing. It is what will make it easy for people like myself to recommend you to others. I'll give you an example. The people I have linked some of you up with, in fact, let me see, without exception, every single one of them was doing something specific and something reasonably elaborate on the web that made me discover him. I didn't find them because somebody told me about them on phone alone, even though there was somebody that I was told about on phone and I then called him up. I found them because they had, in fact, even the person I called up was able to refer me to a place on the web where he was putting up stuff that were promoting his brand on a regular basis. You know, these guys devote energy to creating marketing resources that they use to promote the solution that they want to sell. They don't joke with it. They put him, there's one of them, he will just mention his name. It's a very short video. I think it's about the 1 minute video. This is my name, my phone number is this, we're into this, we can do this for you, we can do this for you, contact us at this, our address is this. The guy is so targeted. Then some other time he'll come with another video, do the same thing. He always ends with that same, what you might call elevator speech. My name is this, my phone number is this, we're experts in this, we do this for you, blah blah blah. And he does it with resolute dedication. And all I'm saying is that if you can devote the same kind of effort and attention to creating similar marketing resources for yourself, then it becomes easier for you to ask somebody to endorse you, to recommend you, to other people, because the person doesn't have to do oversell for you. I'm going to tell you this. I've had people who have called me and they wanted to know how they would start BSF Family, and I wanted to recommend them to somebody, and I'll start thinking, so how do I do it now? I just give him phone number to call. The person is asking me specific questions. He wants answers and I don't have those answers, and he's saying he doesn't want to call the person I want to refer him to. He wants to know upfront whether it will even be worth it, and he's asking me. Now, if I had a resource on the web that the person I wanted to recommend had already created, I would have used that to provide information to that person to get him to move to the next stage in the decision making process. But I didn't have anything to work with. Okay, and it's not just about you telling somebody, come and pay this amount, I'll give it that. These people want to get details. They also want to see something that will convince them. That is why those of you who have bought from me, you will agree that one of the reasons why you bought from me was that I was able to show you all kinds of proof. I had videos, I had PDFs, I had articles, I had screenshots of conversations. So those are the things that enabled you to decide that, wow, this Tayo Solagbade, let me buy this thing from him that he's selling. Why can't you understand that you need to make yourself the same way to win and inspire confidence in other people who are looking for solutions that you sell? That's all I'm trying to say. Think of what made you buy from me. Many of you have never met me face to face, yet you bought from me. Are you positioned to sell today the way you found me positioned to sell when you came to me? Maybe that's the question you should ask yourself. And if the answer is yes, then continue doing what you're doing. If the answer is no, then maybe you want to give what I'm saying a little bit of thought. All right, I wish you well.